Happy Sunday. It's 1:30 and it's daylight savings, so wherever you are, except for Will's, uh, set your clock back and let's go. So, picking up where we left off, the next step in this whole process is compiling your email list and segmenting it. It's not going to take you more than maybe an hour and a half, but this could be one of the most valuable um, exercises you get out of doing this Black Friday deal because it's going to get all of your clients and your emails all in one place, probably for the first time. I've done this probably yearly over the last 10 years. Just go through your client base, go through your emails, kind of get reminded of what the customers purchased, and if you can, run a report on your QuickBooks or your Square uh, or other invoicing software that you use, and sort your client list with their name, with their email address, and with their total purchased uh, services over the last year or lifetime value if you can, and then sort them in ascending order. So that's from highest to lowest. So this is going to give you a really good snapshot of your biggest spenders, like your top 20%, and you're also going to see your bottom 20%. So what we're going to do is compile that, and we'll just use an example of 100 people. So you're going to compile your 100-person client list. If you have invoicing software, you're going to run a sales report with the client name and their email address and their sales volume, or just their name and their sales volume, total sales, lifetime sales, and then you're going to sort them. If you don't have an email list, this is going to be an interesting time for you to compile all of your emails and put them on a spreadsheet so that you can start to remember who you worked for and kind of what car they drove, and kind of remember who they are. And then you're also going to remember the people that you worked for that are going to end up in your bottom 20 group of buyers or spenders or whatever you want to call them. So through this exercise, it's going to really show you where your money is coming from. The 80-20 rule, the Pareto rule, really does apply to damn near everything. So the majority of your income is probably already coming from the top 20 people of your 100-person list. We're talking about 20%. And the bottom 80 is going to account for the remaining income. So when we cut off the bottom 20 people, we're really not losing any potential income. We're not going to delete them. We're just going to put them in a different list so that we can market to them with an eye on the open rates and the metrics independently of that higher spend list. So the next step would be to then get all of those emails, and then you may even star or highlight. I like to print these out. I like taking as much stuff off of the computer as possible when I'm really working with relationship part of my business and the actual like customers. I can see the customer list, I can print it off, I can see where they live, I can kind of get an idea of their customer profile just by holding their name on a piece of paper, and that gives you the ability to really sit down and reconnect with that part of your business in a way that you may not have been doing recently or ever, and get a really good idea and concept of who your customers are. This is where we start to shape your customer avatar, and we begin to see where the most money that you made will align with the things you enjoy doing. So let's say, for instance, you're doing a lot of ceramic coatings, and your money is coming from a majority of ceramic coating jobs. And you're going to see that those customers are great to work for. So you're going to start to see that those people are the spenders, and then you'll also see the people that fall into the lower categories of spending with traditional auto detailing and then maintenance services, or even, not even on the scale of hiring a pro. So this is going to be a great exercise. Like I said, it'll take maybe an hour. I need to do it as well. I need to refresh my email list and go through and kind of see who I've worked for this year, make sure they're all kind of in line with the rest of my email lists that I've kind of been keeping an eye on open rates and more active customer base lists. So go ahead, open up a spreadsheet and start writing down your customers if they're on paper. Start going back through your receipts. If you print those out, go into your Square, run reports. Go into your QuickBooks, run reports. Go into your other, wherever your emails are, and just make a list. The next step will be to re-engage that list, since you probably haven't spoken to them since you made that initial sale or a last sale. They got a receipt emailed to them. Maybe it said thank you. Maybe you've got that set up to give them a discount or something. But we're going to start speaking to them over the next 3 or 4 weeks. Let's say one email over the next 1 email per week over the next 3 weeks will then give them that ability to have confidence to buy something from you around Black Friday if they weren't ready to buy from you yet. So we're going to pivot from that re-engagement email, 1, 2, 3, or 2 emails, or maybe even 1 if that's all we have time for. And then we're going to pivot our conversation to the sale of the Ultimate Renew My Car Black Friday bundle. So that's the next thing. This is the first step of the actual process, is getting your list together. And then we're going to go over the email that I've written to re-engage my clients for the year and kind of get them into the buying mode for our Black Friday sale. If you have any questions, post them below, and I'll go over anything in more detail as we carry on. So, thanks.